Good day to you all. I am Gandalf the Half Naked. I'd like to welcome you all to my stream. Maheen, how are you doing? Today, I shall be reading a story that is near and dear to my heart. Welcome back. I will be reading Lord of the Rings, Chapter 4. And no, I will not be reading with a pipe. It is very hard to speak with a pipe in my mouth. I will be reading to you. I sometimes worry that some people don't necessarily like it when I do my reading streams, but nobody has told me to stop. So here I am, dressed as Gandalf the Grey, sans Gandalf's robes, because we're going half naked. And this hat, this wig is all very hot. So I am shirtless. You cannot see it, fortunately, because beard, very long, covers the whole video. But anyways, I have here what I shall be reading. We are on chapter 4. Also, I do not have my kitty headset, so since I changed my mic settings, I decided not to wear the headset, so I cannot hear the music that's currently playing in the background for you guys. If at any point it gets too hard to hear my voice, please let me know in the comments. I will periodically be there. I've been busy the past 2 days helping my... Nah, don't worry about it. Congratulations on helping your girlfriend move into your house. It's a big step. I wish you the greatest happiness. I hope you two get along very well. It's always interesting moving in because you learn a lot more about people when you live with them than you do when you're just dating them. So I hope things work out for you both. And once again, congratulations. Anyways, I will be getting to this. Maheen, if you just want to tune in and listen as I read with my my dulcet tones. I don't have dulcet tones. I don't have any tone. I'm not that good. I don't sound that good. But if you wanted to listen to me reading, feel free to put me on the background. Enjoy a nice, calm stream as I read quite possibly my favorite fantasy novel of all time. All right? Go. You are very welcome. I'm gonna turn the volume up for the music just a bit. There we go. Alright, if at any point you cannot hear my voice, should be able to at the audio. It looks like everything is working well, but if you cannot hear my voice, of course let me know. Sabrina, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah. You know, it's a Wednesday, it's early in the afternoon. Today my stream is a little different from my normal gaming streams because as you can see, I am dressed in cosplay, and I'm gonna move this to the other side real quick so that you can actually see me. Yeah, my camera's interesting, so it actually follows my face. But you can see here that I am dressed in cosplay. Okay, because I will be reading. Oh, I just started. Yes, that is a body pillow. I have 4 body pillows over there on my bed of some of my favorite characters. Embarrassing of you all to see that. Yes, Gandalf. Gandalf likes his body pillows, okay? Do not judge an old man for his proclivities. I would blow out smoke. This is actually a bubble pipe. If I had like the proper, what you call it, the bubble juice, I would be able to blow out bubbles for this, but I can't. So I just pretend. Um, but my stream has just started. I'm gonna be reading today. Show this to Mahim. The Lord of the Rings is, in my humble opinion, one of the greatest fantasy novels of all time. I actually like the movies a little better just because it's not as verbose. But I think that in terms of writing, The Lord of the Rings is an excellent fantasy novel. Are you a fan of The Lord of the Rings by any chance, Sabrina? By the way, Maheen, if you can guess who that body pillow is, I will give you a cyber cookie. Other video game? I'm not playing video games right now. I'm reading. And you asked me that last time. I'm playing Stellar Blade. The girlfriend body pillow is unmatched, I'm afraid. Us normal men, single men, do not get the living body pillow. It is very unfortunate. So, but you enjoy that body pillow. Be sure to hold that body pillow really tight. All right. So, I'm going to start reading. I'm going to start reading now. It's a little warm and I want to finish this. Why is, you know what though, really quick. I'm going to adjust my camera cuz it's going kind of crazy. I don't want it to keep doing this. Broadcast, NVIDIA broadcast. We gotta get into the app here. Feel free to ask. No. This is what you get. Let me see here. Actually, so you're probably gonna get to see it a little better because I'm gonna keep the auto framing, but I'm gonna zoom out. That's a little better. And we can change. We can move. Yeah, there's literally nothing over here. So here we go. Yes, feel free to ask what you want, Sabrina. I will do my best to answer. I think you hopefully will ask a question you didn't ask. All right. Hope you are all ready for my. I will be doing this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna read. I'll try to hold it up here. So I am currently not in. I have a group of artists that I work with regularly, the ones who I usually commission. Um, I would also recommend an art. Um, not solicit, but instead work on promote artwork on social, especially places like Pix Art, as one that people will come for commission. The ones asking you, when you solicit people art for commission, it generally just bothers them. Uh, Maheen, one of those is indeed Barn Kitagawa. Surprisingly, it is not. Surprised you were able to guess. Barn Kitagawa one, I can't show that to you because it's NSFW. But yeah, like I was saying, it's not a good idea to artwork. Your best bet is to post art, fix it, Twitter are accepting. And the more followers you have, you. No, I'm afraid not. And I would like to ask. I am gonna say, please push me. I'll be honest, I will ban you for that. Yeah. I don't want to push something like visiting anything. I will not allow. Asking right. Advice. I appreciate that. I know it's hard sometimes. Buy your art. Well, maybe. But yes, I know sometimes it's hard. You want to buy your art. And the best way to do that is like go on to DeviantArt their artwork so that people will begin to commission you naturally. That is the best way to get. All right, I'm gonna move back a little bit so maybe you can see it like this. Here we go. Can't see the full book, but you can at least see this much. Just this, so that I can hopefully. Or are you talking that? I'm afraid I don't know. I'm afraid I don't know what you mean, Maheen. Feel free to let me know in between. Right. Now, I have dollied enough of my pipe. Actually, let me put my hands and I pipe. In the morning, Frodo woke refreshed. He was lying in a bower made by a living tree with branches laced and drooping to the ground. His bed was of fern and grass, deep, soft, and strangely fragrant. The sun was shining through the fluttering leaves, which were still green upon the tree. He jumped up and went down. Oh, yeah, the audio was probably choppy because I was not in direct line. Unfortunately. I think you do. I think with this mic you have to be direct line to talk and audible. Sam was sitting on the grass near the edge of the wood. Pippin was standing, studying the sky and weather. There was no sign of the elves. "They have left us drink and fruit, and bread," said Pippin. "Come and have your breakfast. The bread tastes almost as good as it did last night." I did not want to leave you any, but Sam insisted. Frodo sat down beside Sam and began to eat. "What is the plan for today?" asked Pippin. "To walk to Buckleberry as quickly as possible," answered Frodo, and gave his attention. "Do you think we shall see any of those riders?" asked Pippin, cheerfully. Under the morning sun, the prospect of seeing a whole troop of them did not seem very alarming to him. "Yes, probably," said Frodo, not liking the reminder. "But I hope to get across the river without their seeing us." "Did you find anything about them from Gildor?" "Not much. Only hints and riddles," said Frodo evasively. "Did you ask about the sniffing?" "We didn't discuss it," said Frodo, with his mouth full. "You should have. I'm sure it is very important." "In that case, I am sure Gildor would have refused to explain it," said Frodo sharply. "And now leave me in peace for a bit. I don't want to answer a string of questions while I am eating. I want to think." "Good heavens!" said Pippin. "At breakfast?" He walked away toward the edge of the green. From Frodo's mind, the bright morning, treacherously bright, thought, had not banished the fear of pursuit, and he pondered the words of Gildor. The merry voice of Pippin came to him. He was running on the green turf, and "No, I could not," he said. "It is one thing to take my young friends walking over the Shire with me, till we are hungry and weary, food and bed are sweet. To take them into exile, where hunger and weariness may have no cure, is quite another. Even if they are willing to come, the inheritance is mine alone. Don't think I ought to even to take Sam." He looked at Sam Gamgee, discovered that Sam was watching him. "Well, Sam," he said, "what about it?" "I am leaving the Shire as soon as ever I can. In fact, I have made up my mind now not to even wait a day at Crick Hollow, if it can be helped." "Hello, Lottie Balati." "Very good, sir. You still mean to come with me?" "I do." "It is going to be very dangerous, Sam. It is already dangerous. Most likely neither of us will come back." "You don't come back, sir, then I shan't. That's certain," said Sam. "Don't you leave him," he said to me. "Leave him," I said. "I never mean to. I am going with him, if he climbs to the moon. And if any of those Black Riders try to stop him, they'll have Sam Gamgee to reckon with," I said. They laughed. "Who are they? And what are you talking about?" "The elves, sir. We had some talk last night, and they seemed to know you were going away. So I didn't see the use of denying it. Wonderful folks, sir, elves, sir. Wonderful." "They are," Frodo said. "Do you like them still, now you have had a closer view?" "I'm not sure you deserve to be kicked for that." "Did you tell her she makes a wonderful body pillow? Make sure you let her know she is absolutely wonderful." "They seem a bit above my likes and dislikes, so to speak," answered Sam slowly. "It don't seem to matter what I think about them. They are quite different from what I expected. So old and young, and so gay and sad, as it were." Frodo looked at Sam rather startled, half expecting to see some outward sign of the odd change that seemed to have come over him. It did not sound like the voice of the old Sam Gamgee that he thought he knew, but it looked like the old Sam Gamgee sitting there, except that his face was unusually thoughtful. "Do you feel any need to leave the Shire now that your wish to see them has all come true already?" he asked. "That's a good sign. If she's still cuddling with you, that is a good sign." "Yes, sir. I don't know how to say it, but after last night, I feel different. I seem to see ahead. I know we are going to take a very long road into darkness, but I know I can't turn back. It isn't to see elves now, or dragons, mountains, that I want. I don't rightly know what I want, but I have something to do before the end, and it lies ahead, not in the Shire. I see it through, sir, if you understand." Greenhousey. This is depressing, dude. You need. One, thank you for coming on my stream. Two, I don't really need to do anything. I think allowed to do whatever they want. Just my 2 cents. Saying that, if it bothers you so much, you can just do this. Yeah, I personally don't see anything wrong with someone who enjoys. I know a lot of men and women who are totally into why do I have them? Because I like those characters. So when I went to a comic convention several years ago, I got them because I wanted them. I said they're just fun characters. I enjoy seeing them, so in the anime, and so I decided to get them. Find a good piece of art though. This way you don't have to see them. Taking a while. No, we don't want to see one with him. This one maybe. Nope. Same image we do. I think a good image is this one maybe. We're gonna do image, desktop, fire. There. Yeah, I don't cuddle with them. They're just to decorate my bed. They usually go down on the floor when I'm sleeping, so I'm not sure why that matters. So, saying that, if it really does bother you so much, you do not have to join the stream. You can, of course, find another stream to enjoy. So if you want to continue bringing this up, that's fine. But I don't see why what I like to enjoy, it really matters all that much. You know, unless you like to judge people. Different. I seem to see ahead. I know we are going to take a very long road. Darkness. No, I can't turn back. Isn't to see elves now? Oh, right. I already saw this one. I mean, you can do it. I'm just saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with people. Lots of people are down bad for fictional characters. I think in this day and age, that is almost normal these days. So, you can choose to stay or leave if it really bothers you. Not gonna stop you from. I'm just saying. Probably shouldn't judge people or what they like. Really the only thing I... I don't altogether, but I understand that Gandalf chose me a good companion. I am content. We will go together. Frodo finished his breakfast in silence. Then standing up, he looked over the land ahead, called to Pippin. All ready to start, he said as Pippin ran up. We must be getting off at once. Slept late, and there are a good many miles to go. You slept late, said Pippin. I was up long before, and we are only waiting for you to finish eating and thinking. I have finished both now, and I am going to make for Buckleberry Ferry as quickly as possible. I am not going out of the way, back to the road we left last night. I am going to cut straight across country from here. Then you are going to fly, said Pippin. You won't cut straight on foot anywhere in this country. We can cut straighter than the road anyway, answered Frodo. The ferry is east from Wood Hall, but the hard road curves away to the left. You can see a bend of it away north over there. It goes round the north end of the marsh so as to strike the causeway from the bridge above Stock. But that is miles out of the way. We could save a quarter of that distance if we made a line for the ferry from where we stand. Shortcuts make long delays, argued Pippin. The country is rough round here, and there are bogs and all kinds of difficulties down in the marsh. I know the land in these parts, and if you are worrying about black riders, I can't see that it is any worse meeting them on a road than in a wood or a field. It is less easy to find people in the woods and fields, answered Frodo. And if you are supposed to be on the road, there is some chance you will be looked for on the road and not off it. All right, said Pippin. I will follow you into every bog and ditch. But it is hard. I had counted on passing the Golden Perch at Stock before sundown. The best beer in the East Farthing, or it used to be. It is a long time since I tasted it. That settles it, said Frodo. Short cuts make delays, but inns make longer ones. At all costs, we must keep you away from the Golden Perch. We want to get to Buckleberry before dark. What do you say, Sam? I will go with you, Mr. Frodo, said Sam, in spite of private misgivings and a deep regret for the best beer in the East Farthing. Then if we are going to toil through bog and briar, let us go now, said Pippin. It was already nearly as hot as it had been the day before, but clouds were beginning to form, beginning to come up from the west. It looked likely to turn to rain. The hobbits scrambled down a steep green bank and plunged into the thick trees below. Their course had been chosen to leave Wood Hall to their left, and to cut slanting through the woods that clustered along the eastern side of the hill, until they reached the flats beyond. Then they could make straight for the ferry, over country that was open, except for a few ditches and fences. Frodo reckoned they had 18 miles to go. He soon found that the thicket was closer and more tangled than it had appeared. There were no paths in the undergrowth, and they did not get on very fast. When they had struggled to the bottom of the bank, they found a stream running down from the hills behind in a deeply dug bed with steep, slippery sides overhung with brambles. Most inconveniently, it cut across the line they had chosen. They could not jump over it, nor indeed get across it at all, without getting wet, scratched, and muddy. They halted, wondering what to do. First check, said Pippin, smiling grimly. Sam Gamgee looked back. Through an opening in the trees, he caught a glimpse of the top of the green bank from which they had down. Look, he said, clutching Frodo by the arm. They all looked, and on the edge, high above them, they saw against the sky a horse standing. Beside it stooped a black figure. Messages aren't getting through. Oh. No, that's to remind. So that's actually to remind me to look at the chat in case I get a notification, but I can probably turn that down. Back. If you see here, I think detect skip frames, detect logins. Is that it? Yeah, I have it normally because when I'm gaming, I don't always look at the chat. So I usually don't know when someone is talking, and occasionally I will miss a notification, so that just beeps periodically to let me know to check my chat. But I think I can turn it off. Where did I have it? Advanced, all scene collection, screenshots. I feel like it'd be here, but it's not. So, but I can maybe mute the chat box. And then just hopefully periodically remember to check the chat box so I can actually see if people are messaging me. Bad thing about having the one bad thing about having a green screen is that it does kind of blur out parts of these parts that aren't necessarily background. Where was I? They at once gave up any idea of going back. Frodo led the way and plunged quickly into the thick bushes beside the stream. "Ooh," he said to Pippin. "We were both right. The shortcut has gone crooked already, but we got under cover only just in time. You've got sharp ears, Sam. Can you hear anything coming?" They stood still, almost holding their breath as they listened. But there was no sound of pursuit. "I don't fancy he would try bringing his horse down that bank," said Sam. "But I guess he knows we came down it. We had better get going. We had better be going on." Going on was not altogether easy. They had packs to carry, and the bushes and brambles were reluctant to let them through. They were cut off from the wind by the ridge behind, and the air was still and stuffy. When they forced their way at last into more open ground, they were hot and tired and very scratched, and they were also no longer certain of the direction in which they were going. The bank of the stream sank as it reached the levels and became broader and shallower, wandering off towards the Marish and the river. Turn the page. "Why, this is Stockbrook," said Pippin. "If we are going to try and get back onto our course, we must cross at once and bear right." They waded the stream and hurried over a wide open space, rush-grown and treeless on the further side. Beyond that they came again to a belt of trees, tall oaks for the most part, with here and there an elm tree or an ash. The ground was fairly level, and there was little undergrowth, but the trees were too close for them to see far ahead. The leaves blew upwards in sudden gusts of wind, and spots of rain began to fall from the overcast sky. Then the wind died away, and the rain came streaming down. They trudged along as fast as they could, over patches of grass and through thick drifts of old leaves, and all about them the rain pattered and trickled. They did not talk, but kept glancing back and from side to side. After an hour, Pippin said, "I hope we have not turned too much towards the south, and are not walking longwise through this wood. It is not a very broad belt. I should have said no more than a mile at the widest, and we ought to have been through it by now." "It is no good our starting to go in zigzags," said Frodo. "That won't mend matters. Let us keep on as we are going. I am not sure that I want to come out into the open yet." They went on for perhaps another couple of miles. Then the sun gleamed out of ragged clouds again, and the rain lessened. It was now past midday, and they felt it was high time for lunch. They halted under an elm tree. Its leaves, though fast turning yellow, were still thick, and the ground at its feet was fairly dry and sheltered. When they came to make their meal, they found that the elves had filled their bottles with a clear drink, pale golden in color. It had the scent of a honey made of many flowers, and was wonderfully refreshing. Very soon they were laughing and snapping their fingers at rain and at black riders. The last few miles, they felt, would soon be behind them. Frodo propped his back against the tree trunk, closed his eyes. Sam and Pippin sat near, and they began to hum, and then to sing softly. "Ho, ho, ho, to the bottle I go, to heal my heart and dream my woe." Oh, drown my woe. I read that wrong, my bad. "Rain may fall and wind may blow, and many miles be still to go, but under a tall tree I will lie, and let the clouds go sailing by." Ho, ho, ho. They began again, louder. They stopped short suddenly. Frodo sprang to his feet. A long-drawn wail came down the wind, like the cry of some evil and lonely creature. It rose and fell, and ended on a high, piercing note. Even as they sat and stood, as if suddenly frozen, it was answered by another cry, fainter, further off, but no less chilling to the bone. There was then a silence, broken only by the sound of the wind in the leaves. "And what do you think that was?" Pippin asked at last, trying to speak lightly, but quavering a little. "It was a bird. It was one that I never heard in the Shire before." "It was not a bird or a beast," said Frodo. "It was a call, a signal. There were no words in that cry, though I could not catch them, for there were words in that cry. But no hobbit has such a voice." No more was said about it. They were all thinking of the riders, but no one spoke of them. They were now reluctant either to stay or go on, but sooner or later they had got to get across the open country to the ferry, and it was best to go sooner at daylight. In a few moments they had shouldered their packs again, were off. Before long the wood came to a sudden end. Wide grasslands stretched before them. They now saw that they had, in fact, turned too much to the south. Away over the flats, they could glimpse the low hill of Bucklebury across the river. But it was now to their left. Creeping cautiously out. You guys can't hear it, but Alexa just told me what Bucklebury is. Anyway, creeping cautiously out from the edge of the trees, they set off across the open as quickly as they could. At first they felt afraid, away from the shelter of the wood. Far back behind them stood the high place where they had breakfasted. Frodo half expected to see the small, distant figure of a horseman on the ridge, dark against the sky, but there was no sign of one. The sun, escaping from the breaking clouds as it sank towards the hills they had left, was now shining brightly again. Their fear left them, though they still felt uneasy. But the land became steadily more tame and well-ordered. Soon they came into a well-tended fields and meadows. There were hedges and gates and dikes for drainage. Everything seemed quiet, peaceful, just an ordinary corner of the Shire. Their spirits rose with every step. The line of the river grew nearer, and the pit and the black riders began to seem like phantoms of the woods now left far behind. They passed along the edge of a huge turnip field and came to a stout gate. Beyond it, a rutted lane ran between low, well-laid hedges towards a distant clump of trees. Pippin stopped. "I know these fields and this gate," he said. "This is Bamfurlong, old Farmer Maggot's land. That's his farm away there in the trees." "One trouble after another," said Frodo, looking nearly as much alarmed as if Pippin had declared the lane was the slot leading to a dragon's den. The others looked at him in surprise. "What's wrong with old Maggot?" asked Pippin. "He's a good friend." Page turn. "Friend to all the Brandybucks. Of course, he's a terror to trespassers, and keeps ferocious dogs. But after all, folk down here are near the border, and have to be more on their guard." "I know," said Frodo. "But all the same," he added, with a shamefaced laugh, "I am terrified of him and his dogs. I have avoided his farm for years and years. He caught me several times trespassing after mushrooms when I was a youngster at Brandy Hill. On the last occasion he beat me, and then he took me and showed me to his dogs. 'See, lad,' he said, 'next time this young varmint sets foot on my land, you can eat him. Now see him off.' They chased me all the way to the ferry. I have never got over the fright, though I dare say the beasts knew their business and would not really have touched me." Pippin laughed. "Well, it's time you made it up, especially if you are coming back to live in Buckland. Old Maggot is really a stout fellow, if you leave his mushrooms alone. Let's get into the lane, and then we shan't be trespassing. If we meet him, I'll do the talking. He is a friend of Mary's, and I used to come here with him a good deal at one time." They went along the lane, till they saw the thatched roofs of a large house and farm buildings peeping out among the trees ahead. The Maggots and the Puddiefoots of stock, and most of the inhabitants of the Marish were house-dwellers, and this farm was stoutly built of brick and had a high wall all around it. There was a wide wooden gate opening out of the wall. Suddenly, as they drew nearer, a terrific bang and barking broke out, and a loud voice was heard shouting, "Grip, Fang, Wolf! Come on, lads!" Frodo and Sam stopped dead, but Pippin walked on a few paces. The gate opened, and 3 huge dogs came pelting out into the lane. Notice of Pippin into the lane and dashed toward the travelers, barking fiercely. They took no notice of Pippin, but Sam shrank against the wall, while 2 wolfish-looking dogs snuffed at him suspiciously and snarled if he moved. The largest and most ferocious of the 3 halted in front of Frodo, bristling and growling. Through the gate there now appeared a broad, thick-set hobbit with a round, red face. "Hello, hello! And who may you be? And what may you be wantin'?" "No Lord of the Rings, Nurse,"
similar to the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Yeah, I can kind of see it. So, The Lord of the Rings, I think it was written, I want to say the 1800s. Might have been the early 1900s. Um, Huckleberry Finn is older. I think Huckleberry Finn is older. But the writing style back then was very similar. I would say the only real difference is you're not gonna find any racial slurs in Lord of the Rings like you will Huckleberry Finn, which I know people get really upset at that, but it was the times, so that's how it was. Way back, nobody saw anything wrong. But I don't necessarily blame them. But anyways, yes, it is a very old series. I don't think people realize how old Lord of the Rings actually is. So if I look, I think I can find it. If I look on yeah, so it was originally published in, I believe, 1937. Old series. A lot of people don't realize that because it's getting had the movies, which were, I think, I want to say early 2000s was when, and then there's the Rings of Power, which just recently back. So it's constantly getting new stuff, and it's always at the top of like the best-selling lists on Amazon and other platforms and bookstores. So a lot of people, I think they don't quite realize this is an old book. Where was I? Good afternoon, Mr. Maggot, said Pippin. The farmer looked at him closely. Well, if it isn't Master Pippin, Mr. Peregrine Took, I should say, he cried, changing from a scowl to a grin. It's a long time since I last saw you around here. It's lucky for you that I know you. I was just going to set my dogs on any strangers. There are some funny things going on today. Of course, we do get queer folk wandering in these parts at times. River, he's shaking his head. This fellow was the most outlandish I have ever set eyes on. Won't cross my land without leave a second time. If I can stop it. Oh yeah, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer was, if you consider it from a modern day perspective, Tom Sawyer was completely and utterly unhinged. What fellow do you mean? Asked Pippin. Haven't seen him, farmer. He went up that lane towards the causeway not a long while back. Was a funny customer and funny questions. Perhaps you'll come along inside. We'll pass the news more comfortably. I have a drop of good ale on tap. Friends are willing, Mr. Took. It seemed plain that the farmer would tell them more, allowed to do it in his own time and fashion, so they all accepted the invitation. What about the dogs? The farmer laughed. They won't harm you. Not unless I tell him to. Here, Grip, Fang, heel, cried. Heel, Wolf. To the relief of Frodo and Sam, the dogs walked away and let them go. Pippin introduced the other two to the farm. Mr. Frodo Baggins, he said. You may not remember him, but he used to live at Brandy Hall. At the name Baggins, the farmer started. Frodo a sharp glance. For a moment, Frodo thought the memory of stolen mushrooms had been aroused, and that the dogs would be told to see him off. But Farmer Maggot took him by the arm. Well, if that isn't queerer than ever, he exclaimed. Mr. Baggins, is it? Come inside. We must have a talk. They went into the farmer's kitchen and sat by the wide fireplace. Mrs. Maggot brought out beer in a huge jug and filled 4 large mugs. It was a good brew, and Pippin found himself more than compensated for missing the golden perch. Sam sipped his beer suspiciously. natural mistrust of the inhabitants of other parts of the Shire, and also he was not disposed to be quick friends with anyone who had, however long ago. After a few remarks about the weather and the agricultural prospects, which were no worse than usual, Farmer Maggot put down his mug and looked at them all in turn. Peregrine, he said, where might you be coming from? Going to? You coming to visit me? Or, if so, you had gone past my gate without my seeing you. Well, no, answered Pippin. Tell you the truth, since you have guessed it. We got into the lane from the other end. We had come over your fields. That was quite by accident. We lost our way in the woods. Wood hole. Trying to make a shortcut to the ferry. We're in a hurry. The road would have served you better, said the I wasn't worrying about that. Walk over my land if you mind, Mr. Peregrine. And you, Mr. Baggins, I dare say you still like mushrooms. Ah, yes, I recognize. I recollect the time when young Frodo Baggins was the worst young rascals of. But it wasn't mushrooms I was. Baggins before you turned up. I think that funny customer asked me. They waited anxiously. Well, approaching his low relish, riding on a big inn at the gate, which happened to be open, right up to my door. All black he was himself too, and cloaked and hooded up, as if he did not want to be known. What in the Shire can he want? I thought. Don't see the big folk over border, and anyway, I had never heard of any like this. Good day to you, I says. This lane don't lead anywhere. Wherever you may be going, your quickest way will be back to the road. I didn't like the looks of him. Grip came out, he took one sniff and let out a yelp as if he had been stung. Put his tail down his tail and bolted off howling. Black fellow sat quite still. Said, oh, and stiff-like, pointing back west. My fields, if seen. Yes, in a queer voice, bent down towards me. I could not see his face, for its hood fell down so low. Would have shivered down. Not see why he should come riding over my lands so bold. Be off! There are no Baggins here. We're in the wrong part of the Shire. You had better go back west to Hobbiton. Go by road this time. It's coming. Way. To find. Passes, will you tell me? Old. Oh, you won't. You'll go back where you belong. Double quick. I give you 1 minute before I call all my dogs. He gave a short hiss. I'd have been laughing, and it might not. Then he spurred his great horse right at me, and I jumped out of the way. Only just in time. I called the dogs, but he swung off and rode through the gate and up the lane towards the causeway like a bolt of thunder. What do you think of that? Frodo sat for a moment, looking at the fire. His only thought was how on earth would they reach the ferry? I don't know what to think, he said at last. I'll tell you what to think. You should never have gone mixing yourself up with Hobbiton folk, Mr. Frodo. Folk are queer up there. Sam stirred in his chair, looked at the farmer with a friendly eye. You're always a reckless. Lord J.K.R. Welcome. I am indeed. Let me do my best. Afraid not. Magic in this modern world is very stagnant. Cannot blow any boat-shaped smoke. Afraid. Thank you. Really? This one? It's not a real pipe. It's a prop that blows bubbles. I just don't have the liquid necessary to blow bubbles. But if I find it, next time I will blow bubbles for you in a stream. Obviously, Gandalf. You think Dumbledore can fight Gandalf? Even when I was Gandalf the Grey and not Gandalf the White, Dumbledore could not hold a candle to me. Indeed. Indeed. I don't remember where I was. Dumbledore's alright. I used to write Harry Potter fanfiction where Dumbledore was actually, like, secretly an evil wizard. Self is 100% OP. Oh, I'm like disappearing. What the mother? I am vanishing from my stream. That's my magic. Maybe. I don't have a PS2 anymore. I might have to find like an emulator to do the original Lord of the Rings PS2 games. But I do remember playing those. I really like the Two Towers. Ooh, you can't see me. There. Okay, now you can see. Anime Hero Gamer fan, how you doing? Yeah, I haven't used an emulator before, so I'll try. I'll see what I can do. It would be nostalgic to play the Two Towers video games. The first one was all right. It was a little stiff. I liked the Two Towers because the gameplay was pretty cool. I especially liked the combos that you can do. I think the Lord of the Rings Two Towers video game was the first game where you had like certain kill combos, and that was a lot of fun to do. I don't have mine anymore either. Mine broke, unfortunately. Ah, here we are. This is where I am. Really can't see me. You know what? As much as I like the background, the way this works is just a mess. So we're not gonna do this. We're gonna do the auto framing again. Turn this off. Auto framing. We'll zoom in. Well, you can see me still. Zoom in. There we go. I think that's way better. So we will continue on. You were always a reckless lad. I heard you had left the brandy bucks and gone off to that old Mr. Bilbo. I said you were going to find trouble. Words all comes to those strange doings of Mr. Bilbo's. His money was got in some strange fashion in foreign parts, they say. Maybe there is some that want the gold and jewels that he buried in the... As I hear. I really see the words. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh! I don't think I'm gonna get any better than this. Mr. Frodo said nothing. The shrewd guesses of the farmer were... Well, Mr. Frodo, Maggot went on, I'm glad that you've had the sense to come back to Buck. My advice is to stay there. And don't get mixed up with these outlandish folk. We'll have friends in these parts. I'll say you're dead or dire, or anything you like. That might be true enough. Like as old Mr. Bilbo, Maybe you're right, said, avoiding the farmer's eye, staring into the fire. Maggot looked at him thoughtfully. Well, I see you have ideas of your own. It is as plain as my nose that no accident. Maybe my news was no great news to you. Not ask yourself are in trouble. Perhaps you are thinking it would vary without fault. Was thinking so, said. But we have got to try and get there, and it won't be done by sitting and thinking. I'm afraid we must be going. Thank you very much indeed. I have been in terror of you and your dogs for over 30 years. Though you may laugh to hear it, pity, for I've missed a good friend. Now, I am sorry to leave so soon, but I'll come back. One day, if I get the chance. Gandalf doesn't need. Or like a fine barber. Admittedly, I think this might be on the wrong way. It's my storage until I pull it out on Wednesdays to read. I'm on this page. Be welcome when you come, said Maggot. Now I've a notion. Near sundown already, and we are going to have our supper. Most likely go to bed soon after the sun. If you and Mr. Peregrine all could stay and have a bite with us, would be pleased. And so should we, said Frodo. But we must be going at once, I'm afraid. Even now it will be dark before we can reach the ferry. Ah, but wait a minute. I was going to say, after a bit of supper, a small wagon will drive you all to the ferry. Give you a good step, and it might also save you trouble of another sort. Frodo now accepted the invitation gratefully, to the relief of Pippin and Sam. The sun was already behind the western hills, and the light was failing. Two of Maggot's sons and his 3 daughters came in, and a generous supper was laid on the larger table. The kitchen was lit with candles, and the fire was mended. Mrs. Maggot bustled in and out. 1 or 2 other hobbits belonging to the farm household came in. In a short while 14 sat down to eat. There was beer in plenty, and a mighty dish of mushrooms and bacon, beside much other solid farmhouse fare. The dogs lay by the fire and gnawed rinds and cracked bones. When they had finished, the farmer and his sons went out with a lantern and got the wagon ready. It was dark in the yard. The guests came out. They threw their packs on board and climbed in. The farmer sat in the driving seat, whipped up his stout. Wife stood in the light, open door. You be careful yourself, Maggot, called. Don't go arguing with any foreigners and come straight back. I will, he said, and drove out of the gate. There was now no breath of wind stirring. The night was still and quiet. Chill was in the air. They went without lights, slowly. After a mile or 2, the lane came to crossing a deep dike and climbing a short slope up onto the high-banked causeway. Maggot got down and took a good look either way, north and south, but nothing could be seen in the dark. There was not a sound in the still air. Thin strands of river mist were hanging above the dikes and crawling over the fields. Going to be thick. I'll not light my lanterns till I turn home for home. Or anything on the road long before we meet it tonight. Poor guy, Dirt Kevin. Poor guy, you talking about me? About Gandalf and my need for shampoo. Because if right, then you are right. Poor guy, poor Gandalf. So gray in his beard, or so scraggly. It was 5 miles or more. Maggots lane to the ferry. The hobbits wrapped themselves up. Their ears were strained for any sound of the creak of the wheels and the slow clop of the... The wagon seemed slower than a snail to Frodo. Beside him, Pippin was nodding towards sleep. Sam was staring forwards, rising fog. They reached the entrance to the ferry lane at last. It was marked by 2 tall white posts suddenly loomed up, right. Farmer Maggot drew in his ponies, and the wagon creaked to a halt. They were just beginning to scramble out, when suddenly they heard what they had all been dreading. Hooves on sound was coming towards them. Maggot jumped down and stood holding the ponies' heads and peering forward into the gloom. Up, up came the sound came the approaching rider. Fall of the hooves sounded loud in the foggy air. Gotta be heading, Mr. Frodo. Get down in the wagon and cover up with blood. Then this rider to the rightabouts climbed out the farmer's side. Black riders. Rider, clearly on. Hello there, called Farmer Mag. The advancing of hooves stopped. They thought they could. Dumbledore lemon shampoo. That's how he's getting all them bitch. Gandalf should. Gandalf doesn't need no bitches because he's got hobbits. On. I remember a second. Oh, that's so much better. That is. I can act. Maybe now I can read. They thought they could dimly guess a dark cloak shape, yard or two ahead. Now then, throwing the reins to Sam and strut. Don't you step nearer. Where are you going? Seen him. Muffled voice. The voice was the voice of Mary Candybuck. Dark lantern was the face of the farmer. Mr. Mary! Yes, of course. Did you think it was? Said. As he came out of the mist, fear subsided, suddenly to diminish to. He was riding a pony. Scarf clothed around over his chin to keep out the fog. Frodo sprang out of the wagon to greet. But there you are at last, said. Beginning to wonder if you would turn up at all today. I was just going back to supper. Foggy, I came across a road up Look, could fallen in any. But I'm blessed. I know which way to come. Duck pond. Oh, trespassing. Really set my dogs on 'em. They'll tell you all the story. I'm out. Now, if you'll Harry and Mr. Let's be turned home. Maggot will be worrying with the night. Get backed wagon and night to you all. Weird day. All's well as ends well. Perhaps. But until yours. Glad now when I do. Lit his lantern and got up. Suddenly he produced a large basket from Kitten. Mrs. Maggot put up for their compliments, handed it down and moved off, followed by a chorus of thanks. They all watched pale rings of light. Suddenly Frodo laughed. The covered basket he held, scent of mushrooms, was rising. Ooh. Alright. This was a shorter chapter than normal. So, we're done. Chapter 4. Marks the fourth time I've done this read through. Hopefully the audio quality was fine. I don't get to look up very often while I'm reading, so sometimes I don't know if the audio is actually audible to everyone on stream, and because I am currently not set like I used to, because echo, I would use my voice while I talked. I can't actually hear how the audio is, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think now, take this off. Ready? You know what? I accidentally muted it. That was my bad. I apologize greatly. I don't know how I mute. So the mute button, like it's you tap this upper part right here, and it's supposed to mute. But I think even like a no, that's not muting. Maybe I just touched it with my nose. I don't know. I've got a big nose, so yeah. If you look at this guy, come on over here. See him real good. So I think I could do a good Aragorn. What do you guys think? You think this would be a good look for me? You know, grow my beard out a little bit. I actually do. I can grow a pretty good beard if I do say so myself. I'm gonna see like the shadow. Like I shaved this morning, and I still got that shadow. Like when I have to do whenever I do cosplay of like
younger characters who, aren't old enough to have a beard or are anime characters and got no beard at all ever, I usually have to put on like skin colored makeup to hide hide the fact that I do have like a very thick beard. I used to actually grow it longer when I was in high school because it made me look older and I could sneak into parties like that. I remember when I want to say I was 17, I grew my hair out or my beard out like grow them on. No, I don't think I'd look good with a mustache. Not just a mustache. But I did a thing like this. I went into Target with like dirtied up teeth, and I had my goatee grown out, and I had braided it. And my manager did not like that. She she told me to go back. She's like, you can't do this. She's like, no, you're gonna take those out. She made me go back home and like wash all of the pirate makeup and whatnot that I had done, and then come back. Very sad. I was very sad by that. But I think I could probably do a pretty good Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Like he's a little more handsome than I am, but like I think if I can get like that, get that angle, and like this, what's he doing? He's sort of like twisted like this. He's not like this one, like I need to grow my hair a little longer to do this, but I don't really like beards though. Being honest, beards are itchy. So I used to have one for a while, in high school and college, and it was very itchy. Even though I maintained it, like I used to wash my beard. I'd use like a beard oil to keep it maintained and glossy. But it did not feel good to have. So I don't usually grow it out. But if I was gonna do cosplay of a character like Aragorn, obviously I might just decide to grow out my beard a little bit, see how it looks. He's got a bit of like lighter hair around here, which I don't have. My beard is pretty thick and dark, even with how it is right now. If I zoom in, see like the little black patches of like the 5 o'clock shadow. So does your GF shave your beard for you? Because that sounds pretty sweet. If I had someone who could shave my beard, I'd grow it out just so they could shave it for me. It'd be like going to a barber shop. Make sure she uses like one of those shaving knives. Barber shop shaving knife. One of these things. One of these. These are legit. There you go. Something like this. Amazon, this site can't be reached. Something like this. If I can move that so you can actually see it. There you go. Something like this. They did the side bush style, like she called you an uncle. Oh man. That's harsh. That's harsh. But you know what? At least she's still with you, and she did shave it for you. So I would say that overall, that is a win for you. It's a big W. Congratulate yourself because you have a girlfriend who will stick with you and make fun of your bush and call you uncle when you grow it. That's a good picture. That's a good picture right there. Ooh. I'm gonna move myself. I'm gonna move myself over here. I just realized I can actually move myself. There we go. That's a good picture of Aragorn. That grow? Nope, that does not grow bigger like that. I do like this. This there. I don't have the sword. I have a sword somewhere around here, but I don't have that one. But I could do like the stern face. It would actually be easier to cosplay him though, no lie. Like just because I probably wouldn't have to wear a wig, and all I'd have to do is like grow out my hair. Maybe wear contacts if I want to. I don't usually wear contacts, if I'm being honest. Like I went to Anime Expo last year, and I dressed. No, it wasn't last year. So it was the year before last year. It was 2 years ago. I went to Anime Expo dressed as Aqua Hoshino from Oshinoko, and I had like the one blue contact with the one contact with the stars in my eyes. Contacts suck. Like, I have mad respect for people who can wear those constantly because they are so irritating. I did not like them at all. They were constantly moving around. I felt them. They were irritating my eyes, and like by the time I was done, my eyes were so freaking bloodshot. It was insane. So I have a lot of respect for anybody who like can deal with that and not get like super bloodshot eyes. So since we have a bit of time, this stream was pretty easy and short. I think what I'm gonna do, not gonna play Stellar Blade because that's a time sink, but maybe this. Let me see here. He doesn't know how to use those. I have them. Well, I guess you could always teach her. Teach her how to use them. And it'll be easier. The scale. Oh. I just realized this isn't scaled to fit. Transform. Fit. There we go. And you know what we'll do? We'll change scenes here to this one. There we go. And I guess since I'm not the background anymore, there we go. Oh, I'm gonna take this off. Sweating. There's a reason I don't wear like Gandalf's full robe, and it is honestly because it is super hot. That thing. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put my headset on too. You guys are gonna get me as a cat. Meow. I should also turn this off. By the way, how was the music? I couldn't hear anything because I didn't have my headset on, so I have no idea if it was audible or if there was anything wrong with it. I would greatly appreciate anybody who can let me know, if it was a good experience, if it enhanced the experience of my relatively amateurish reading. Also, Lord JKR, thank you very much for the follow. I'm glad to meet some people who also enjoy Lord of the Rings. So I guess we can do a little bit of Wuthering Waves. I'm probably gonna play this for a bit, and then I'm gonna play with my cat. He's sleeping right now. Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't want it to be like super overpowering. Holy shit! Kuro Games is actually requesting that I add in my age verification. Damn. That's that's kind of crazy. I don't know how it is for other places, but like I've been hearing, I've heard a lot about the online Security Act of in Britain, and I know that America is trying to do the same thing. So they are also planning to try and create like they're calling it the Child Protection Act, but it's more about controlling what people hear, what people say and do and look at online. I think a lot of it is less about protecting people and more about censoring what you want, what you don't want people to do. I'm 36. Yeah, I don't mind telling you my age. I'm 36 years old. So I was born in 1989, so pretty old compared to a lot of people, I think. Most of the people I know are way younger than me. All my friends are like 20 somethings. It's weird, but I don't really fit in with a lot of the people my age. So I have a few friends that are a little older than me, but most of them are like between 20 and 25. At least all my IRL friends are. FR. So I'm like 11 years older than you, bro. 12 years older than you. What are you doing here? Talk to this lady. Shy girl. Ah! I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to sneak around. I'll leave right now. Here's me. Gotta give her that Rover Riz. I heard they were hiring, so I thought I'd take a peek. But Miss Margarita seems really busy. I didn't want to be a bother. Yes, opportunity waits for no one. I am indeed. I am indeed 12. I'm 12 years older than you. So I have a friend, she's a VTuber now, but she's like 20, 21. Her and her husband are super young. But I hang out with them all the time. I'm actually curious. I know some people think it's weird when like older people hang out with older adults hang out with younger adults, but I've never found anything strange about that because you're all adults. If someone who was an adult was hanging out with like a teenager, that would probably be strange, I think. But two adults hanging out, I think, is fine regardless of age. Ral, are you hungry? Eek! Sorry, I haven't eaten anything today, and the food here smells amazing. Love to, but I don't have money. Bro, I'm rizzing her so hard. Rover does. He's got that riz. Let's talk to Margarita. What'll it be today? Yeah, she's kind of cute. Fiona Ashe, how are you doing? So can you reply me in chat? So I don't stream any one game a whole lot. I usually, on Mondays, I stream Stellar Blade. On Fridays, I stream Ghosts of Tsushima, and on Saturdays it is Space Marine 2. Um, Wednesdays is almost always reading, but I finished the chapter of the Lord of the Rings that I was reading, so I decided to do a little bit of Wuthering Waves now that I'm done. Miss Margarita, I'm here to apply for a job. Aha! So that's why you were being all squirrely. Right on time. We're so busy right now that even poor Bakey is going nuts. I may not have a lot of experience, but if you hire me, I'm ready to dive in and give my absolute best. She's such a gung-ho girl. Definitely can't do that on an empty belly. Well, now, for you two special regulars, I suggest a thank you meal for two, with Nuvora pasta. I'm honestly kind of curious to try some of these meals. If I could, I think I might try to recreate some of the food that they have here in these games. Okay, mission complete. I'm pretty sure, I feel like I've done almost everything I can possibly do. No, we'll do this. We'll do this one too, because I just want to get as much asterite as I can. Rochia's in beyond imagination with enough forte gauge. She can cast chain plunging attack. Casting outro skill grants the incoming resonator a utility that pulls in targets. So it sucks targets into one area. Press E to pull in nearby targets together and send Rochia into midair, activating Beyond Imagination. When in Beyond Imagination, with sufficient forte gauge, press this button on the mouse to cast Chain Plunging Attack. Can be cast up to 3 times in a row.
The show begins. Up we go, Pero. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Avanti. Figurati.
Figurati.
Performance.
She's actually pretty good. I don't plan to pull for her, but she's actually not too bad. So, I thought about giving Filova, though. Like, a part of me really wants to go for her just because of my habit of waifu collecting in gacha games. But I think I'm gonna avoid it. Because I want to save my Asterite and my Radiant Tides for characters I really want and characters that I want to increase the power of. Especially because I am a free-to-play player. I don't like to spend money anymore. I prefer not spending money if at all possible. So I do feel like it would be better in general to save. Who I really want to get is the Shorekeeper.
Be there for everyone.
I don't know if I can show her to you. The characters I've got right now. Try to show her. I don't think that's too weird. It has the weirdest color collection. It's into my even. And no, that's not too weird. In middle school, I had a girlfriend who did the same thing. Wish I could say I had one in college, but in college I had an abusive girlfriend, and she would never do something that sweet. I think that's, personally speaking, I think it's sweet when they want to do something like that. You know, I wish the past few girlfriends I had were the cuddly type. I'm actually not dating right now because a lot of the women that I've dated in the past, I want to say since college, have been they've not been the best. Then it seems almost like as you get older, if you don't lock in and get someone good when you're younger, it becomes significantly harder. So be sure to lock in. Keep that girl. Don't let her get away. Because if you do, you're going to regret it. Where am I even going? Where am I even? What do I even want to do here?
I will be there for everyone.
I was building characters at some point.
Why hesitate if you know what you want?
Good question. I don't know. Why hesitate? No, we'll go here. We'll go here. We'll do this. At least get her up to level 80. And I should change my stream now. We're going to update it from reading Lord of the Rings Chapter 4 to Wuthering Waifus. Gotta catch all the waifus. Wuthering Waves on Twitch. There, we are updated.
This is a testament to my connection with the world around me. Leave it to me.
We will. We'll do her.
Speeding up. Shape the shapeless. Perish. Purge the impure.
Repent, for silence beckons. Sounding the death knell. March on!
Man, that was fast. So I think we want 12, I think. I got 9. So we'll do this one more time. At least one more time.
The haunting whispers return. Charge forth furious tides. Split the heavens.
Let me be your blade. Storm, hear my command. Deference.
Waves rise. Judgment strikes. Wind rises. Hopefully this helps. The wicked will fate
Collapse.
judgment.
If it's a duel you want. Be gone, wicked soul.
Oceans, bow
Before me.
Sentence befall.
There. Now, let me see really quickly if that is enough to upgrade her.
To split and merge matter.
Why hesitate if you know what you want? You have helped me gain a previously unknown level of power. In return, I will use this power to its fullest extent for you.
Completely. Okay. Now, I will say, I don't think she is not very well equipped, and she's got shit for echoes. Very unfortunate. I wonder what should I upgrade her with? If I'm even gonna use her, she's got to be at least halfway decent. So let's see. Under this, we'll do. Right, Baiji was how you spell her name. Baiji build. I'm in all caps. So we want to go with. Let's first look at her build.
So Bellborn, Geolone, Geochelone. Healing bonus, energy regen, HP percentage, and then energy regen or HP percentage, but mostly energy regen for substats. Okay. So we go here, and we're going to do, I think Freezing Frost is the best one. You don't want this. Maybe I should go fight the Geoclone. Where is that thing located? I think he's up here. Juncture. No. Geo. Here he is, Bellborn Ravine. This is where we want to go. We're not even going to bother fighting that guy. Go down here. And, whoop. Ooh, that actually hurt her. So we will, though. We will fight this guy. And if possible, I'd like to show you guys how absolutely fucking broken Cardathea is.
Tempest, perish! Such is their blessing.
Wind calls, waves follow. Waves rise. Judgment strikes!
Be gone, wicked souls!
Yeah, I didn't even need to use. I didn't even need to shift to her transformed adult state. Just that was good enough. We'll claim the rewards just cause, but what I really want to see is whether or not that was any good.
Why hesitate if you know what you want?
Here. Go to filtering. Go unequal. Vortex. Cool. Where is he? Maybe he's not freezing frost. Frosty Resolve? Oh, do you not play Wuthering Waves? Oh, he is Moonlit Clouds. Oops, hold. Oops, want Moonlit Clouds. Where's Moonlit Clouds? There he is. Attack. Crit. HP. I think what we wanted was regen. Yeah, we wanted healing bonus. Well, you should enjoy it. It's got, I think out of all of the open world gacha games, it's probably the one with the, it's probably the one with the best overall gameplay. So, Cartathea is, I don't think you can get her, she has her banner up anymore, but she's probably the most broken character of the game right now.
Heavens, descend!
Here we go.
For silence
Beckons.
tides rise and crash. The tide, finality.
There.
Ah, so you're playing on the mobile app. Okay. I don't really play gacha. So the only gacha game I play on mobile is Nikkei. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I don't like the small screen. The only reason I can do Nikkei is because of how it's designed. I think it doesn't really matter if you play on the mobile app or the PC. Like, it'll still look relatively the same. Dude.
Sentence before. Sounding the death knell. March up.
Oh.
Haunting whispers return. Windstorm.
Sweep away. Yup. So one thing I like about her is also like the visuals on her attacks.
Isn't over yet.
Like you see this line that's running. Oh, it's gone. Oh, that's unfortunate. Here, let me see if I can.
Bow before me.
The fuck is going on here? That was a long, slow death. Give me a sec. You know, we'll do this anyways, just so I can get there. Alright, now let's let this... Okay, here we go.
Tides rise and crash.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sounding the death knell. Finality. The time. My blade. Purge all evil.
Too reckless.
So if you look here, which you can see it, you'll be able to see it better in just a second. This little line goes all the way up there, and if I were to follow it, it continues on. She basically splits the fucking world in two. She did, like, that's her visuals are OP.
To split and match matter.
See, I wanted to go to her. I'm gonna do Moonlit Clouds. See if I've got any crit. Of course, it's all crit. No healing bonus. Activates the protection Bellborn Geochalan, dealing glacial damage to nearby enemies based on current character's defense. Reduce incoming damage, increase. That's actually really okay. I think I see now why she is a good healer and why you want this as a buff.
Wind calls, waves follow. Annihilation. I am the Tempest. The wicked will fate
Here we go.
judgment.
Such is their blessing. Repent.
For silence beckons.
That was so freaking easy. Alright, let's see if I can absorb something here. No, maybe not. So normally,
Must be purged.
I feel like normally he would give you an echo to absorb. One, two, 3. 3, 4.
Tides rise and crash. Waifus. March on. Charge my blade. Purge all.
So I'm not doing that one right. I still don't have a good handle on her very specific attack patterns when she is in that form.
Be gone, wicked souls. Flee.
Not that it matters, because she's so freaking overpowered that none of the enemies that you're gonna fight in this first level are any match for her. So, and that one's defense. Oh, alright, I can't do any more now. So I did not get
The power to split
the
match matter.
any of the abilities I want. So this is for you, Maheen, when you're playing. I don't know how far you are, but you are eventually going to want to buff your characters with echoes that you acquire through the playthrough. What these do is they give very specific effects. Like this one right now, he gives an arrow damage bonus, which means he's not actually all that good for Baiju, who is who does ice elemental damage. You would want something that does more ice. So, but you go into Moonlit Clouds. This is the one that you want for her, but you're looking at these particular stats. So you don't want any of these. What you really want is you want a healing bonus, which is like this one right here. So the healing bonus. And what this does is it grants a bonus to like her heals. So when she does her healing techniques, she heals more. So, but because she's an ice elemental, we want this one because he does glacio damage, which is ice, to nearby enemies based on the current character's defense. So any character that is currently in the field gets this bonus done to them when this echo skill is activated. So, and in order to get this, we actually need to have, you can see here the Sonata effect. This is one of the effects that you need. Don't stop playing, man. Keep going. Keep going. Now, I guess we'll do... Let me see what she buffs on. Skill damage, so concentration healing. So 32 plus 16% HP. So I think she might buff Remnant Entity damage. So I think she might actually buff on HP. So while it's not ideal, because I don't have a good... because I don't have her ideal status buff, whatever you want to call it, we're just going to do this one. Because I think her healing ability is it stacks with HP, so the higher her HP is, the more healing she does. I think. Resident skill bonus, attack bonus, crit rate, HP. And then we can go... Oop, we forgot to do this. Whip. And now we can go... I think for her, we want to do 3, 4, 3, 3, 1. You can see here, right here, there's a number. And this number is the cost to equip this echo. And you can see the total cost that we get here. So we get 12 cost. So we can equip up to 12 points worth of echoes. So if we do 4, 3, 3, 1, that is like 12 exactly. Want energy regen. Oh, I can't fully upgrade him, can I? No. I have insufficient materials. Okay. This is the first time in a while I've run out of materials. Damn. I mean, we can still equip characters. So we want to see anything with energy regen. We'll equip them. And this one is... Really, we don't want attack, honestly. I get it. I'm just teasing you. Play when you have the time. You know, you were helping your girl move in, so that's obviously way more important than playing a video game. I'm gonna be honest. Priorities. But let's see. Attack. We don't really want this one, but we need something. And I don't have any more echoes with a 1 cost. We might be able to get something if we do this. I'm pretty sure I've got something that can get me some echoes. Down here. Random echo items. So if I do this, and I go to... Midnight Veil. Was it Midnight Veil? I think it was Midnight Veil. I'm gonna just do this. You know, I don't think it was Midnight Veil.
The power to split and
Why hesitate if you know what you want?
Moonlit Clouds. We wanted Moonlit Clouds. I fucked up. Okay. I'm dumb. Please don't mind me.
The knight's challenge has arrived.
Wind calls, waves follow. Hopefully this helps.
So also, this character right here, Rover, I'm currently using his heal
One more time.
version. I think you currently only have his Spectro Rover.
Hopefully this helps.
Collapse! Heavens! Descend! Repent! For silence beckons. Tides, rise and crash!
God, she is so OP. It's incredible. And it's all crit damage again. See, I don't think I can do anything else, really. Pioneer Association, Rover's Wave Band, Forging Tides, these are for weapons. They're for weapons ascension, grade ascension, or grade upgrade. What I'd really want is something that can get me, where are they? I don't think I'm gonna find them. But there are items that you use to upgrade
the power to split.
echoes.
Would you like a fun
I go here.
game between the two of us?
Upgrade. Oh, can you upgrade these with... Oh. I didn't know you could do that. Let me see here. We don't want to do anything that is that high. So we will do these. There's really no point to these ones. So you can see this little bar right here. And this indicates its rarity, which also indicates how high you can boost it. So anything with a gold bar is like the best of the best. And you can get them up to level 25. Blue bars or purple bars are level 20. Blues are 15. I think green is just 10. So right now, you're probably only going to get green bars. That does. Okay, so I can do that. But so if I go back to her, then I can do... Upgrade. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a max. No, he is now at level 25. And then if we tune it, we activate substats. So the new substats are attack, percentage, resonance liberation damage bonus, and then crit damage bonus, which are honestly pretty useless, all things considered. She doesn't really need those. But it's good to know I can do this. And I don't think I want to do... Yeah, I guess I can do this. Completely upgraded. And if I'm being honest, the only reason I'm upgrading these for her is because I want more healers. Currently, the only 2 people I have who really act well as healers are... Let me pull up. Let me go into here. Go into resonators. Oh, that literally just does this. Okay. So,
I will be there for everyone as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
this guy, Rover, in his arrow ability, acts as a healer and support. And then you've got this girl, Verena. She's a healer. And then
Why hesitate? if you know what
Baiji
you
is
want?
also a healer. But they're the only healers that I've got. And honestly, the only one who's really any good is Verena. Rover's only... I only use Rover in this team comp because he works really well with Cardathea. But ideally, I think the best combat support role and healer is the Shorekeeper, who I do not have. I can show her to you. Characters. This one. So, Shorekeeper. Give you a basic overview. Her intro skills must crit, and with Shorekeeper's high HP, it allows a healer to do decent burst damage. So prioritize. Is she not a healer? I thought she was. Maybe I'm getting this wrong. Damage multiplier. Astral cord. And loop. When a resonator other than Shorekeeper takes a fatal blow, they will not be knocked out and will instead be healed for 50% of Shorekeeper's HP. A Shorekeeper loses the same amount of HP. Oh, I might have just thought this wrong. I thought she was a healer. But according to this, she is not. Okay, I was stupid. Healing bonus. And loop. Forte. Hitting a target with a normal attack generates a collapsed core, which transforms into a Flare Star Butterfly after 6 seconds. Flare Star Butterflies automatically track and target, dealing spectro damage. Okay. Outer Stellar Realm. Generate the outer... Oh, here it is. Generate the Outer Stellar Realm to restore HP for all party members within its effect range continuously. This effect can be triggered once every 3 seconds. Inner Stellar Realm. When a party member uses intro skill within the Outer Stellar Realm, it evolves into the Interstellar Realm. Within the effective range of the Interstellar Realm, for every 0.2% of Shorekeeper's energy regen. All party members gain a 0.01% increase of crit rate up to 12.5%. So this is the buff that I was thinking of that heals. And I guess it also gives people increased crit rate, which means that you will do critical damage more often. So if you wanted to make her a healer, then your best bet would be to upgrade the end loop. And then you'll want, depending on what you want, crit damage or healing bonus, energy regen, HP, and then energy regen as substats. Okay. Those are what we want. Now, I'm going to go into my trophies real quick and just gather all of these, because why not? And I think I'm going to head out. I appreciate all of you guys who stuck around and listened to me read Lord of the Rings. My throat's a little sore, so I'm not going to be talking a whole lot now. But yes, I do appreciate you guys sticking here with me. And I will be back on Friday, where I will play Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know if I'll be on a treadmill or not, but chances are I will be on a treadmill. Yep. Thank you, Maheen. I appreciate seeing you on here and chatting with me as always. So I will see you and everybody else later. Press this.